Hello friends and Vande Mataram. I am Amar Shrestri and today in this video we will be talking about velocity and also that about it. So I'm Amar Shrestri and if you are new to my channel, subscribe this and like and share. So let's begin with the video. So the first thing I want to make you mention about is we have learned about speed in the earlier grades. Now what is speed? Speed determines us about the distance covered in the given time. But now I will give you an example that you have traveled about 20 kilometers and in 2 hours. Now speed will tell you that 10 kilometers per hour. Now you have a speed and time is 2 hours. Now you can find out the distance covered. How? I will tell you. You will multiply the speed by its time. 20 or 10 kilometers per hour, that is 10 into 2, that is 20 kilometers you have traveled. But do you know that in which direction you have traveled? In north or east, south, west, in which direction? Now you know the distance and displacement. Now you have traveled from the town A to town B and you have traveled for 20 kilometers and there is another way, that is short way, that is about 5 kilometers, and because of some clutches in the path you have traveled the longer distance, that is 20 kilometers. Now that 20 kilometers becomes your distance and the other 5 becomes your displacement, and thus we get the definition for the displacement, that is the shortest distance between two objects or two places, that is nothing but a displacement. Now what is the main difference between displacement and distance? Now let me tell you thing that distance is always equal or more than displacement, because if the distance is smaller or shorter than displacement, the distance itself become a displacement, because the definition of displacement itself is the shortest distance between two objects. Now let us move forward and discuss about is there any. Now you know that speed is a magnitude and it is called a scalar quantity because it mentions only the speed and the time or the distance taken. But is there any quantity that determines or mentions the direction what we have traveled? Yes, that is nothing but a velocity. Now velocity is a vector quantity and the speed is a scalar quantity. Now by mistake or you have written that a person travels 50 miles per second or 50 miles per hour in the north direction, that is a velocity, and if you forget to write the direction, you are not writing a velocity but a speed. Now you keep it in your mind that you should always write direction, then it becomes a velocity or else it's nothing but a speed. So this was the main difference between velocity and speed. Now the other concept comes in our mind is average velocity. Now let us find the average speed and average velocity. While finding this, I want to tell you that average speed is having a formula, that is total distance by total time. So the total distance, let me take out 20 kilometers and the time taken is 2 hours. So we have the answer is 10 kilometers per hour. At the average velocity, what happens is the formula is displacement by time. Displacement is 20 kilometers itself is a displacement, then it is traveled in the north direction and time taken is 2 hours. The displacement, that is 20 kilometers by 2 hours, that is 10 kilometers per hour in the north direction. So can you find yourself the distance? Now you are clear with the concept, then let me introduce you with a question. Now this is a playground which is circle and there is a race. A person starts here and runs throughout the ground and stops at the finish line. Now can you tell me what is the displacement and the distance? Obviously it's very simple. The distance is about 400 meters and the displacement is 0.